We finally have now pandemic manga. Let's see about this one. Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me, Irvin, and I have another new chapter review for you guys. This was actually one that I'm real interested in. About when I first read about it, I was wondering what the heck it was all about, and oh gosh, I'm still trying to figure out how serious they're trying to take it. Um, but we'll see, I guess. There's only two chapters out for this one. The name of this manga, the English one at least, is called New Normal. I will try to put the Japanese version of the name here in the video. I know quite a bit of you guys have been asking for me to provide both English and Japanese name for you guys to be able to find it faster. Guys, before I continue with my review, if you guys have not done so by now, please do subscribe to my channel. We reached 4,200 last night. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those who were live in the chat yesterday while I was answering comments and doing other stuff I live. Also, if you want to further support the channel, you guys can always follow me on social media, and you can also join me on Discord or Twitch. We are trying to reach 4,300, so please, if you have not done so, do subscribe. We'll see how fast we can get there. Our goal was by the end of the month, but not really sure we'll make it. Oh well. Okay, quite an interesting manga, to be honest to you. Whole genre, it's I would say romance, I guess you can put it, but I'm still trying to figure out if it's a rom com or if they really want to make it a drama. I don't know what it is. It has the feeling of an ecchi series, but it's not ecchi, and I'll talk about why I said that. But essentially, this is a pandemic manga series. It's set years after the pandemic. In fact, how the manga starts in the first page, our protagonist says, "We're babies of the pandemic. We were born when the pandemic started or was happening, and now the new normal is wearing masks at all times." Making sure that we're social distancing. And if you check out, if you read the entire first chapter, he won't tell you what they're doing, or the changes were. But if you just notice by how the kids interact with each other or what they do, you'll notice a few changes from what the real world is today, or was at least a year ago. One of those is going to be the fact that no one sees each other's faces. Everyone has masks the entire time. So boys, when they're looking at sexy videos, what are they looking at? They're actually looking at women that have clear masks or that have revealing masks that will show their nose and mouths. And the boys are just like in awe at seeing the prettiness of a face. And it's just funny because the girl passes by and is like, "Wow, you pervs. You're looking at someone's nose and mouth." And I'm like, okay, that's weird. You also then hear a teacher tell the boys, "Hey, hey, hey, social distance. Don't get too close to each other." Which, again, for them, that's the norm. He doesn't have to explain that that's normal because he doesn't think that there's any difference to it. One of the boys gets called out by a girl, and they make fun of him. He eventually goes and get water. And another thing that has changed in this world is that they have to refill water bottles instead of drinking from the faucet or drinking from a water fountain, how we're used to here, at least in the U.S. So he tries to get water from a water filter, doesn't work. So he's like, okay, I'll be savage and get water from the water faucet. And when he goes and do that, there's a girl who had called him out. She's drinking water from the faucet. And again, this is not normal because they're living in a post-pandemic world where all this kind of stuff is considered taboo. So he's watching this girl mouth and nose as she's drinking, and she notices that he's staring at her. So obviously she blushes and runs away. And throughout the next day, they're both distracted the entire time until they decide to meet after school. And she basically says, she tells them about how her parents were raised in a different era and how before she was born, people were closer physically, people were less concerned of hygiene, and people were just, a little bit more less concerned about what the nose and the mouth was. She then goes on and tells them, do you want to see my mouth and nose again? Which, it's kind of like, is that really going to be the new norm where kids think that the mouth and the nose is sexy to reveal? But anyway, she asked him that, and he's like, yeah, of course I want to do that. And she's like, well, you got to show me yours first. That's how the chapter ends. So I don't know how serious it really wants to be. It definitely has a lot of good things coming for it. Again, not almost no manga has really mentioned the pandemic. Some of them have mentioned it as a passing thought. Some of them have kind of just ignored the whole fact that there's a pandemic happening. And, a lot of manga is being released week by week, so they could easily include it in their series if they want to. Now, in comparison, here in the U.S., I would say at least 60 or 70% of the series that you see here in the U.S., not anime, but just general, like medical series or law series or law enforcement series, any of those type of series, they have at least mentioned it, or they've completely changed their entire series to revolve around, hey, this is how it's going to be because the pandemic is not here to leave in a week or two. So I'm pretty proud that there's at least a manga surrounding it. But again, I don't know if they want to be more serious about it, and I just took it as a joke, or if it's really striving to be a rom-com. I don't know. I hope I'm not being a jerk and just thinking it's just funny, but it is funny to just see how this pretty much can't really happen in 10, 20 years from now. I mean, my daughters, at least one of them was born while the pandemic was happening, so or right when the pandemic started. So they're going to be raised in a different style of school. I don't see them removing masks or removing some of these new hygiene rules that they've added. So it's going to be different for them, and I think the manga itself does want to showcase a serious side to it. I just do think that they're also trying to be in the light-hearted side where they're being sexy about showing their mouth and nose to each other. It was something that's taboo with one another. So out of 10, I'll give this one a 7 out of 10. It's unique. You don't see stuff like this. I think people should at least read it. It's 2 chapters, and the first chapter was not that long. The first chapter actually was like 26 pages. So it's going to be a short series, which I'm not really sure, but I would say when the first chapters are so short like that, typically the second, third, fourth chapter tend to be like 11, 13 pages long. So I'm going to guess that's how the second chapter is. I'll try to review it here. I do have some Shonen Jump manga that I need to release for the week, so make sure you guys keep up with all that. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not done so, go check out the giveaway video. It is open for anyone who is subscribed to my channel, yes. So I'm trying to reach 4,300. We're almost there, but not really. So if you want to give some love, please do so. You can subscribe right now. It's not so hard. And after that, share this video, like this video, comment on this video, do whatever you want. Thank you so much for those who are been loving on this channel for the past few days. I really do appreciate it. So thank you guys again. And like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.